Welcome back, guys. It's the next day. And you know why I have a big ass smile? Because one, the UFC delivered. And this man right here, pointing at this man right here, this bald man, man that we always been very critical on him and very critiques in everything he's been doing in the company. But you know what? UFC 324 really delivered. And I don't know why I have my headphones on. This card, before I give out my full ranking and anything, I will go on more in-depth review later in this video. I'm just going to be talking about the main event, and it delivered. Despite of all the critiques that I've been saying, especially with Paddy not deserve to be in top 5, which he still did not because he didn't fight anybody in the top 10. But after this performance, he deserves to be in the top 5. This guy really is a dog, and you could tell that he wants to be champion. Paddy has so much time left in his career. He is a dog, and to lose to Justin, who is a 2-time interim champ, who Justin has only lost to the absolute best in all champions, from the Eddie Alvarez to the Max Holloway to Charles Oliveira to Dustin to Khabib. I mean, this guy is not a slouch. Justin is for sure one of top 10, top 5 greatest lightweights of all time. And he proved that tonight, that no matter what, he wants to be a champion. He has so much hunger. Despite of losing against Khabib and going through an up and down, losing the BMF against Max Holloway, this fight again proves why MMA is the best sport in the world, in my opinion. This fight delivered. It had dogness from how brutal it was. That had from in-depth grappling in terms of just pure MMA. All right, Paddy didn't shoot, which for a lot of people were confused about it. Like, why didn't Paddy shoot? Paddy isn't a wrestler. All right, he has never really shot in his career, and the few times that he did, he probably shot like one or two takedowns. Justin was able to always counter. Remember, the only person that was able to successfully get Justin to the ground is Khabib. So unless you're Islam or Khabib, you're not going to get this guy to the ground. But beside that, this kind of was the whole pretty much. This was, I want to say, save the card, because there were some sleeper fights that I'm not talking about sleeper like, oh, good. No, I'm talking about sleeper like, you know what I'm saying? But this fight delivered, and I am so proud because just the way this fight was initially started, and for those, a lot of people that had like clapbacks because of Paddy's shot for Justin, and Justin obviously, like, he's always been in the game for such a long time. I was never against him getting a title shot. I just wish it was against Arman. But hey, look, they went out and for war. I'm talking about, like, yeah, I 100% agreed that this is the fight of the night. Fight of the night. And you know what's so even crazy? This could potentially even be fight of the year. And we just started. Like, this is good signs that the Paramount era is moving forward in a good way. Granted, obviously, in my previous video, I was in a shambles just because so many, like Kayla Harrison and Amanda Nunes got injured. We had to pull out the exact same day of yesterday, Michael Johnson and Hernandez. And obviously, Smothering, fainting out in the stage. And then you had two people who missed weight, Figueiredo and Alex, which I'll go into those fights a little bit more in my next video. And kind of a full reaction and breakthrough, and the score I would give 4 out of 10. I'll probably try to do even 100. We'll see, but that's a little bit too much. Anyways, end of the day, this fight delivered. It was a barn burner. It's a classic. It is one of, only time can tell, but you will always remember this card because one, Paddy has a chin. This dude got hit by, if it was any other person, literally, if it was any other person in a lesser caliber and below the top 5, they would have been knocked out. Justin was throwing bombs, and Justin really wanted to hurt this kid and put his statement. From the first round all the way to the 5th round, there was not a moment that Paddy wasn't in danger. There was moments that Justin obviously slowed down and he was getting outstriking. And the only thing I would say is this: Justin did fight a dirty fight. All right. He fought 2 eye pokes that you could tell, honestly, they're deliberate. One that he throws a punch, but instead, like, he had his thumb out like this, which usually you usually throw a punch like this, but he literally threw a punch like that with his thumb out, poking him, and he's literally poked him double in both of his eyes, and then had a groin shot, which wasn't even accounted for. Justin got hit by groin. It was more noticeable, but Paddy did also get a low blow shot. Wasn't counted. Does it really change the trajectory of the fight? I don't know, right? There's been fighters out there that has been eye poked, and obviously they continued, and some of them completely changed the outcome of the fight. That's something that I will not let it go. Justin did fight a dirty fight, but he did, in the end of the day, get it done. He went out there and beat the shit out of Paddy, and Paddy was immediately sent to the hospital, which is good, because look, that was a lot of damage. Like, you could tell from this image. Look at their faces. Literally look at their faces. Paddy's face was irrecognizable. Even Justin even said, like, you can't come in thinking this fight like, oh, my face is going to stay the same, you're going to be different. No, you got to be prepared for the worst outcome. He was going against a guy who hits like a truck. And every fighter have said that Justin hits the hardest out of they've ever felt. Because this dude throws with intent to kill you. I've been so, for 6 weeks we've waited, right? And 6 weeks, especially after the Piriana Murad fight, phenomenal fight, phenomenal, 10 out of 10. Previously before that was Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane. One of the worst card I've seen of last year. I've already made a video about it, but this is just amazing. And now we officially have what could be the main event for the White House, right? Justin Gaethje versus Ilia Topuria. That is next. They're gonna face against, and this is no disrespect against Justin, because I feel like I counted out my predictions when I didn't pick for him, but it was just because I generally felt that he was in the tail end of his career. Paddy has all this momentum, it was coming up, and who's gonna fight against Ilia? It was just like, dude, that dude has dynamite for hands. But Justin came in here well prepared, knew the dangers he had, didn't engage in any of the grappling against Paddy because he respected the jiu-jitsu, but make sure if he had a snap down to a front headlock, he just held him there, punches to the body. Would I like him to circle back, throw in some hooks or do anything like that, or even try to attempt to throw a dart and a corner in so many positions that he could have had a better chance? Maybe. But again, I'm not his grappling coach. They probably had a game plan that, hey, do not engage in jiu-jitsu. If you get on top, just going for punches to the ribs, punches to the head. Just keep a dominant position. Now, moving forward, obviously, we know what's going to happen. Justin's fighting Ilia Topuria. And that is a fight that we're going to have to break it down in a later video. You're going up against El Matador. And that dude could crack. And we can only see how Justin's going to take it. Look, Justin did a good job tonight. If he's hungry, fully healthy, he goes in and keeps his chin low and doesn't really go in a barn fight against Ilia, he has a chance because he is way bigger than Ilia. Like 4 inches taller, longer reach. He is really built. So we can only see what happens. And look, MMA math doesn't count. Just because Charles beat against Justin doesn't mean Justin doesn't have a chance against Ilia. We have seen it multiple times that Styles makes fights. And maybe Justin can make Ilia fight a dirty fight and sway to his way. Now, I just kind of want to go in this last segment, the overview of this fight. Put it here. Put myself right here. Now, this is about the full fight review. and I kind of want to go down in each. Obviously, Justin's in red and Paddy's in blue. The total strikes 313 and 326, right? Sometimes I'm very iffy with how UFC judges under strikes because I just don't remember seeing or feeling that Paddy was out striking Justin. I felt like Justin was doing a lot more, but we could tell here. One, I saw Mighty Mouse talking about, like, why doesn't he shoot more for double legs, single legs, or even clinch for a trip? Paddy isn't a wrestler. Justin's an All-American. He has been wrestling. No one could be able to take him down besides Khabib, and I already said this. So what's the point of Paddy trying to wrestle? Maybe he could change or anything to change the levels. Maybe could help with the striking. Maybe get Justin kind of more concerned about it. But he did. He tried 5 times and got 0. All right. And Justin did it for 3 times and got a full 100%. And this is the same Justin that doesn't shoot. But he was able to get Paddy to the ground. This is already like a prime thing. There's a blueprint against Paddy that he cannot wrestle. Again, I'm not saying to go and engage him in grappling because I think he's going to out grapple you. But it still leaves the chance to say, like, hey, all right, I could take you to the ground. That could only allow me to help with my striking. Maybe I fail a single leg. Maybe I fake a double leg. But now you're concerned about it. Or maybe I clinched up to the fence and now I trip you. All right. Obviously, this is kind of going to go down here. I do not believe about this. I don't think so. Obviously, 2 knockdowns. I think there's 3. And they're not counting one of them. 144 significant strike to 156. But there's a difference. There's a major difference. Justin, when he hits you, he hurts you. Paddy was just beaten up, fully bloodied, and boy did he look different by the end of the fight. What an amazing fight. I mean, if I could score this main event, just the main event, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Was it super technical? No. Was it like a domination? No. But it was entertaining. It was brutal. We saw that Paddy wants to be champion, and we also saw that Justin wanted to be champion, and he is champion, right? He showed at his heart of heart from the first round. I mean, Justin was beat him up, 2 knockdowns in the first round, which again, I don't think it was because you're only counting 2. No, there had to be 3. What? Why is it only showing 2? Anyways, look. From first round, beating Paddy. Second round, I'm talking about overrunning him. Third round, Paddy did win. And I liked about this because Justin was fading a bit. He was slowing down. And Paddy was able to overcome it. This was very scary because I was like, okay, 4th and 5th. Is Justin able to keep up with this pace? Because if not, Paddy could still win this fight. And yeah, he did 100% win this round. This one was very close, but 4th round definitely was Justin. He came, took him down, outlanding him. And I think maybe, if I could recall, he did knock him down. But 5th round, again, how in the world did they have him have more significant strikes? 241, 35. Yeah, no, this was not it. Justin landed way more significant strikes. Anyway, and then the 5th round was Justin. Look, I gave it a 49-46. Paddy has so much time to develop. He's still young in the game, and it's just something that's just nice to see, right? Because he's like, okay. My only concern is what's next for Paddy. Because a beating like this from Justin, we saw what happened with Tony Ferguson. That's what's my only concern. Can Paddy bounce back? Because this is his first loss in the UFC. All right, it's his first loss in a long time. And Paddy has to come in. Man, this is now the most important time to be or become a champion, is the mindset that you have moving forward. Are you able to bounce back after a war? You asked for war. You're saying like you wanted Justin to pull out the dog out of you, and he did. And you had a dog. You had an amazing chin. But how long is that chin gonna be able to withstand after this damage? If I was Paddy Pimblett in this position right now, I wouldn't say anything. I'll take a long time break, minimum 6 to 8 months. You already fight once a year. You're a draw. Come back end of the year. That gives you 11 months to really recover, get back in shape, and fight against, I guess you could say, the loser between Max and Charles. Whoever loses that fight gives you an opportunity to at least be one fight away from a title fight again. Highly recommend staying away from Armin, Ilya. Let's see. Who is currently in the rankings? So for the lightweight, I got it. Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker be a brutal fight. Gamera, BSD, Rafael Fiziev, Renato Moicano. Honestly, what I like to see, because there's a little bit of beef in there, is Renato Moicano versus Paddy Pimblett. His next upcoming fight against Brian Ortega, which is in March. If Renato Moicano beats Brian Ortega, just hypothetically, I'd say Paddy Pimblett recover, relax, come back, and fight against Renato Moicano. Dan Hooker is another war. Don't recommend going war back to back to back because it's just going to take years out of your life. Gamera is a safe bet. You could fight against Gamera. You'll be more grappling, and you could submit him. Gamera's already come in and lost against Charles Oliveira. BSD, they want to save BSD for later events because he is a French, and it will be nice to see a French versus English. Huge rivalry right there. But I just don't think it's the right time. I think they should save BSD if and when Paddy becomes a champion, because we have a Spanish champion. That's so crazy. Like now Europeans have an English and a French and a Spanish. That's crazy, right? 3 huge rivalries right there. But I would wait BSD against Paddy if Paddy becomes champion, because you could sell that. That's like a European. You could have it at the English place or in France. Who knows? More likely England. Let's just be honest here. But I think that's what's next for Paddy. Obviously, what's going to be next for Justin is this man, Ilia Topuria. This guy is next. He's dead ass. This guy is next. Justin, be well prepared because this is your next opponent and you're probably going to fight him at the White House. So you're going to have America on your back. And this is a big moment because, look, you could steal Ilya's entire aura, entire career, steal that lightning. You could even place yourself as the 4th greatest lightweight of all time if you go out there and beat Ilia Topuria. This is going to be a phenomenal matchup. I'm going to go more for this review in the future, but that's going to call it. That's the end of it. What a great card. Loved it from beginning to the end. And I will see you on the next video on my full in-depth review of the fight. Thank you.